So the countdown has begun, ladies and gentlemen, but the question is to what? Well, from various sources and images, this is pretty much all but confirmed to be the countdown to the announcement of Total War Warhammer 2. The next chapter in this story is about to be told. Visit totalwar.com now and you will be presented with this coming soon teaser. The countdown to this very Friday, in fact, the 31st of March at EGX Rezzed, where the reveal will take place potentially. The wait is nearly over, as you can see, less than 24 hours in fact to go. And also, you can find this down below in the description. Creative Assembly have now got a live stream running, which is even titled The Next Total War, counting down its minutes and seconds. And in fact, this is where I am right now. And from what you can see here in this teaser is the sure signs that it is Total War Warhammer 2. It's pretty much guaranteed. You know, the dense jungle, the sounds and imagery of it all, the temple you can see in the background in the distance there, the sprawling mists. We are in the lands of Lustria, guys. This large tropical continent located within the southern hemisphere of the New World, i.e. South America in real life, is considered to be the rightful domain of the Lizardmen race. This is where our next adventures will take place, and they'll be joined along with other races such as the Skaven and the awesome Dark Elves and High Elves. And I've seen these guys in the past and they have some fantastic units at their disposal. Now, the Lizardmen obviously are also a very anticipated race to a lot of fans. These guys ride dinosaurs into combat, and that sounds like a lot of fun. I look forward to that being brought to life in the game. And if this isn't evidence enough, there has also been people deciphering the code of this background video, and it apparently states within the text of the metadata, general_trailer_assets Warhammer 2. So there you go. What more proof do we need than that? But of course, I'm really excited to find out what is going to be revealed to us this week, and of course over the coming months. What new features will we get to see? How is this all going to look and play out? You know, what improvements will there be from the first game? You know, sieges for example. And will this game directly connect to the first one at launch, or will we have to wait a while? I probably think we'll have to wait a while, because that technology of connecting one game to another in Total War is not something we've seen before, so it may take a little bit of development to get that working correctly. Yeah, so potentially I think that will be something we see after the initial launch. But there's so many questions and I wish I had the answers to them, but I'll be honest, you know, at first I was slightly surprised that this was going to be announced so soon. I was certain that this announcement would have been in September at EGX instead, but now with this imminent news, I think September is probably when the second installment will actually be in fact released to us. You know, we've seen it before with some other historic titles, for example Rome 2, they've had launches around this time in the past. But now, having thought about it a little bit more, it's not as much of a surprise to me as it was initially. You know, as I see Warhammer 2 to be what Attila was to Rome 2, if you know what I mean, because it's an expansion in its own right for sure, but not a fully fleshed out title, if you get me. But sure, you know, the locations, the buildings, the units and the factions may differ, but the core game is still Warhammer. The platform, the foundation already is there, so the amount of time having to be invested in it won't be as much as a full-on title, if you were. And of course, Creative Assembly have already been working on it for over a year already, probably since the first game was launched, and it's probably not too far off going into the early alpha stages, at least I reckon. So we could see some gameplay on it pretty soon. But at least on Friday at EGX Rezzed we'll begin to have some sort of confirmation to our speculation. Questions will be answered. New questions will no doubt come from the back of what is revealed as well. But I am fairly confident we'll get to see some kind of trailer. You know, you don't build up this much hype to an announcement with a countdown of this size, of this scope, without having something big to go along with it, some sort of trailer, you know, to generate the hype. Possibly similar to the announcement trailer we had a couple of years ago for the first Warhammer game. And this is all being live streamed as well over on EGX's Twitch page, and I'm sure Creative Assembly will certainly provide links to it closer to the time on their social media pages. and I'll be sure, obviously, to cover my thoughts and reactions when it is officially revealed on Friday. And be sure to comment below on your thoughts. You know, do you agree with the speculation that's going around? Do you agree with what I've said? Or are you going to be a little bit controversial and predict something completely different? You know, Medieval 3? I doubt it. Pretty much doubt it. But, you know, you can always hope. But yeah, let me know either way down below in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. And as always, guys, thanks so much for sticking around and supporting me over the last few months. Apologies, I have been away again for a few weeks, but I'm back now, and I know I've said this before, but I'm not going anywhere. I promise to be a lot more consistent going forward, so do expect some new content over the next few days and weeks coming your way. And as always, guys, thanks for being an amazing bunch of guys supporting me as you do. So until next time, until I come back to you with the details of the reveal, thanks as always for watching, take care, and farewell.